Well, good. Well, I'm from Texas, and we like things big, as you know. And one of the biggest announcements in North America this past year was the 7-Eleven convenience store project by DDN and Harris. And I was wondering if there's anything you could share with us on that project.
Sure, absolutely. It's been hard. It's been very tough. It's an incredibly aggressive rollout. So when we announced the relationship and the win at Digital Signage Expo in Las Vegas in February, we were at about 500 stores or so at that point. We're at 2,200 stores today.
Wow.
And so we're installing between 500 to 600 stores a month. And that's been incredibly difficult. Not only difficult from the fact that it's a lot of stores, but difficult from the fact that the supply chain organizations of our suppliers like LG for the screens, Panphonics for the speakers, all the way down to the cabling that's done has been an incredible taxing exercise on the industry. So there are certain models of LG screens today that if you tried to go buy them in the United States, you will not find a single one of them there because they have all been seconded for this project. And it's really shown us where the weak points in some of the execution plans are for delivering of networks of this scale and this size. On the business side, being at 2,200, when we did a lot of our interviews with agencies and brands as we evaluated participating in this network rollout, there was a magic number of about 2,000 stores across the top 25 DMAs, which was deemed to be national scale. And so that was why the relationship was forged with ABC. ABC's selling the advertising inventory, which is approximately 67% of what's available to be sold on the playlist. So they've been out since the end of, I believe it was the end of March. They went to the street, and so we'll hit our first campaign flights on the network starting June 1st. They've got a pretty aggressive pipeline of advertisements that they're looking to place on, so we're excited to get those flights started in June. And then we'll be at 3,600 by the end of August and 62 by early next year, 6,200 stores. So it's been a great learning exercise so far. It's humbled our corporation, quite frankly, because it's really shown us what it takes to be a company to execute something like this. It's humbled the industry from a supply chain standpoint, but the advertisers and agencies have been incredibly excited. It's a demographic they're attracted to. It's a real network deployment. It's already at national scale, and so we'll see some of those campaigns start to hit the streets in June.
Give us an idea of scale for those of us not in Texas or the USA. 6,200 stores when it's finally done. How big is that compared to some other networks there? Is it going to be the largest, one of the largest?
Well, it'll be 12,400 screens.
Okay.
So it's 2 screens a store. It will be the largest screen deployed network out there in the world that we know of, unless something else happens between now and then.
Well, we have Amscreen in the UK, of course, which is 3,200 screens. So that's pretty good for a small island.
It absolutely.
We're not Texas, Steve.
Adrian.
Yes, sorry.
Can I just mention that I mentioned our collaboration with NEC before. I also like to mention our collaboration with Harris, because the 7-Eleven network runs on Intel architecture.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Now, Steve, 7-Eleven is the headquarters for 7-Eleven? Or Texas is the headquarters? Dallas is.
They're in Dallas.
Have you seen any of the in-store?
Yes, I have.
Good?
Terrific. Yeah.
You're not just saying that?
No. The size of the store with 2 screens in means you can't miss the screens when you come into the store.
Yeah.
Okay, and your DDN, no, not DDN, it's ABC, which is the US TV network subsidiary, are doing the media selling.
Yes, they have 38 sales reps on the street today that are actively selling the program. They have it as, some of them are dedicated solely to selling just the 7-Eleven TV program. Others have it as part of their ad sales package that they're offering to brands. Right now, I'd say when I look at the pipeline, we do have about $15 million in ad proposals on the street right now for the network. And of those, I would say about 60% of them are national buys versus 40% being regional buys. And what regional buys what we allow them to do with the software that we've deployed on the network is really get specialized in targeting. So for example, there's one advertiser who only wants to hit 7-Eleven stores within a 3-mile radius in the Southern California region. We can do that in the platform that we have for them. So I think as this thing gets to scale, a national buy at 6,000 sites and 12,000 screens becomes very cost prohibitive. That's when targeting and segmentation is going to become really cool.